There we go. One of those news commenters or whatever. Someone in the pop cultural nexus who I can't really name why they're important. But are we live yet?
Yeah, we are.
Yes. Woo! Hi everybody. How's it going? Welcome to another Berkeley Slam. It is Wednesday night. My name is Tino VH. I am your host tonight. Welcome. We have a very amazing show for you tonight. We have another lineup of poets. Freedom Cruz brings some amazing poetry and an amazing feature for you. Before we do all that, I gotta do our famous Patreon spiel. So today's show is brought to you by our supporters on Patreon over the last year, and these monthly donors have holding it down for us, ensuring that we are able to artistically and financially support the poets, artists, and educators who bring onto our virtual stage and also to our live shows. None of this would be possible or sustainable without their continued support. So we want to thank all our patrons, in particular Alizami, Melody Montgomery, Johnny Mankiewicz, Stephanie Abao, Renee Edmonds, Emily Chow, and Kalea Lee for risking it for the biscuit with us. And a special thanks to Jessica Oakland for sponsoring our weekly workshops. And a special thanks to Alice Grimm and Rebecca Abraham for pledging $100 to support our venue, the Alan Bluford Center. Our average donation is about $11 a month. So that means a Netflix subscription or less. So for around that same price, you can support a global literary performing arts movement. And if you enjoy what you're seeing here, you just love the art or believe in the reparation of people who have been oppressed around the world, head over to patreon.com/Rich Oak Events, or donate for a one-time over at Cash App at Berkeley Slam or Venmo at Rich Oak Slam. And thank you for your support. And before, that was all our spiel. So now on with our show. As per usual, we have another slam. So here are the rules for all the poets that are competing. We have all the poets here tonight have a 3 minutes to share whatever they like, along with a 10-second grace period. After that 10-second grace period, points will be deducted. And once we hit the 4-minute mark, they will be muted off stage. It is very awkward, poets, so do not hit that 4-minute mark. You will lose points for every 10 seconds to go over, so be cognizant of that too as well. There are no props, no musical accompaniments, none of that allowed, especially no nudity, please. It's a family show. We will get taken down. We will disqualify you. So if you bring a prop, you will lose some points. If you use an accompaniment for too long without crediting it, you will also lose points. It has to all kind of basically be original work. Top 5 poets move on to the second round. Tonight we only have 5 poets, so all 5 poets will be going into the second round in reverse order. Word of the day did not get updated on my host checklist, so let me double check on the chat and see what it was again. The word of the day today is odious. And for those of you wondering at home what the word of the day is, it is our time-honored tradition, gimmick, ancestral gaslighting that we do here at the Berkeley Slam. Poets throughout the round one will use this word odious to organically fit it into their poem to basically earn an extra point. And if they do that successfully, they will earn an extra point towards their total score. Oof, so many O's in that sentence. So the definition of this word means causing strong hatred or dislike. Yes. Judges, don't worry about the extra point. Scorekeeper Rebecca Becky will be taking care of that. Everybody, please give it up for Becky tonight for doing math on a Wednesday night, because to be honest, I don't like it. No one likes it. Math can be fun for some people, and for you out there, that's great. I love you for that. We need more math teachers out there, but math on a Wednesday night, assigning it to poetry is archaic. But that's what makes it a competition. So thank you so much, judges, for being here, and our scorekeeper for doing our thing. Speaking of judges, your rules are as follows. You will be scoring all the poets here you see tonight from a score of 0 to 10. 0 being, that is the worst thing I've ever heard. 10 being, that is the best thing I've ever heard. Needless to say, there are not a lot of zeros, there's not a lot of 10s here at Berkeley Slam, so judges, please score accordingly. Use decimals, use 8.5, 7.2, 5.3, 2.1 if you want to go that low, if you just think it's that bad, or a 10 if you really think it's excellent. Judges, there's not a lot of zeros, not a lot of 10s, but we do have audience members here at Zoom. We do have you all at home to play the judges. Let them know how you really feel about poetry. Cheer them on. Let them know if there's a line that you really like. Type it in the comment section. Let them know that this is that line was really fire. Throw fire emojis. Show us some hearts. Damn it, hit that heart button. If you're on Instagram, hit that heart button until like all the hearts stop. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, yeah. Let's see. Those are our judges. Those are our poets. That is our word of the day. Am I missing anything, God? Arvin?
I don't think so. No.
I am not. Thank God. Lastly, so we have round one, our feature, a brief intermission, and then round two, our feature tonight being Christina Olague. More about them a little bit later in the show. So I hope y'all are looking forward to that. But yeah, so let me read the order of tonight's show. Do we have a sacrificial poet? Is that me? I'm the sacrificial poet.
I think it's you.
I'm the sacrificial poet. Alrighty, so let me read you this list and pull up a poem so I could sacrifice. So going in this order, we have Summertime, May, Miles, Reggie, and Emrys. Give it up for all the poets going in this round. Woo! Yes. I believe that's the order. I believe I read that correctly. No. It was posted in the chat and I read that incorrectly. I am so sorry, y'all. Boo the judge for being boo the host for being incorrect. Boo. So here is the actual order. In this order, we have Mai, Emrys, Summertime, Reggie, and Miles. Give it up for all the poets going up in round one.
Woo!
We are gonna cheer bravery,
Yeah.
God damn it. Because I'll tell you something, it is very awkward to get up here and do this poem in person, let alone doing it at home in a room so that strangers can see it on the internet. We are going to cheer bravery, all the poems, and all the here really writing the actual order. In this order, we have Mai, Emrys, Summertime, Reggie, and Miles. That is the order. Perfect. Yes. Awesome. Alrighty, everybody. So let's get started with the Poetry Slam. In transition, we have Summertime. Crowning is Emrys for being born on this stage right now. Everybody, please put your hands together for my... Wait. No, we're not ready. I'm so sorry. I already dropped the ball. Wow, I messed up because we actually have a sacrificial poet. And this poet will not be actually competing in the show. They are just here for the shits and giggles. They are here to be the sacrificial lamb. They are here to set the caliber for the rest of the show. Judges, you will score this poet as if they are competing, but they are not competing. So in transition, we have Emrys. Crowning is my being born on this stage right now. Please give it up for your sacrificial poet, Tino.
Oh my God, you look like the host.
The bottle speaks to me at 3 a.m. I think you need to be more afraid of me than you are of yourself. Most dinners don't go unattended by us, and we are as much cousins as divorces and Catholic families. But I am the black sheep calling all of you my herd. I am well aware of how unwanted we are. But someone said forgive and forgetfulness fell soon after, and we danced one more time until there are no memories of the fights we had, just bruises and kisses that smelled too much like me. There is a belly of a beast worth of history. Men who claim to be broken but hide behind their godhood, tell lies as long as my neck, and so you find me here at the dinner table, on your altar, your blood. I pull strings and generations unravel. I call and host all the parties, and there is never a mess I have to clean. It's all a spectacle to me. A family wrestles with sobriety and loses everything in the process. Anything can be a blood sport if there is enough masculinity bottled. As long as there is hands willing to fist before they are willing to embrace, I never miss a fight. I'm always the first to be saved, the last thing passed around. I'm always the scapegoat when accountability damns abstain from me. All the men in your family swing first and blame the liquor later. Leave me for empty to fill themselves just to return to me. You say stupidity, but there is more dread laced in your breath than anything. I know exactly where your feet fall when you consume me. Do you see them ending where the violence began? They follow the fists wherever I know you are afraid to mirror this addiction in this fashion. Don't you see the reflection on the side of my body? Your eyes on the glass. What a fool. You really believe you can hold yourself better. Woo! That was the sacrificial poet. Give it up for the sacrificial poet.
Yeah.
Yes. Give it up for his scarf. Wow. The scarf matching the background. That's like
So cool.
that might constitute as a profile, but that's like, he's a sacrificial opponent. Okay. Judges, do your best and judge that poem. Don't worry. I don't have any feelings. I can't have any feelings. I have to remain neutral for the entirety of the show. And that's what makes it so damn hard. Is I want to root for everybody, but I can't. So y'all have to do the rooting for me. And there's this thing. There was a show back in Santa Cruz. I was dubbed the crowd because I was the loudest person in the room, and I still am. But like, so y'all gotta be loud for me is what I'm saying. But judges, please send your scores over to the scorekeeper. This is as much time as I'm going to give you to basically give your score over. And then Becky will be giving me the score to the previous poet, and I'll be announcing it at the end of the next poet. So once Mai reads their poem, I'll read the sacrificial poet's total cumulative score for the round, and we'll proceed. Cool. Awesome. Yes. Alrighty. So now that we heard our sacrificial poet, we're going to move on with round one. So in transition, we have summertime. Crowning is Emrys, but being born on this stage right now. Everybody, please put your hands together. A big Berkeley Slam welcome to Ma.
Hi, can y'all hear me okay? Amazing. I'm gonna give a content warning for addiction and just Narcotics Anonymous meetings in general. Sweaty palms drip holy water into heavy heart. Throat jumps into mouth. The words that never found home in this body spill out from teeth. Hi, I'm Mai, and I'm an addict. Today, I will be getting my 1-year chip. It's been a year since dust rebuilt its way into a chokehold. Powder took hold of this throat, tongue fell in love with the chalkiness, teeth fell in love with the water after dry swallow, lips fell in love with the rolling of pills, body fell out of love with itself. Teeth chatter to the tune of fear, heel bounces off the air next to the floor, never hits the ground, though I was selling my skin for a daydream, delusion, and self-deception. I was sinking into sunken bones so far I lost the frame of a body, became the odious child that broke the family pictures frame, swollen stomach and failing heart. The drugs only ever taught me the craft of make-believe and playing pretend. To make believe, I needed a few tools. 1, assorted pills. 2, an empty room. 3, a body too tired. I took pills until I learned to deny addiction to myself and everyone around me. But to play pretend, I needed the art of deception. I learned to convince my houseplants that I am not an addict, that pills are fun. I found the most efficient hiding places and detected the most creaky floorboards. I had mastered my own self-destruction with a map. The only thing that stopped me, though, was being afraid of the sound of my own footsteps. NA meeting feels like it's gone too long. I look around the room. No one is looking at the door. This scares me, though. If no one is looking at the door, it means I spent too long looking at it the past year. It's been a year since I gave up on deception. It took me so long to forget where I hid my own pills, which floorboards would get me in the most trouble. I learned to never do anything alone. The second tool for make-believe is an empty room. I wasn't sure I could go back to my bedroom without someone and be safe with my own mind. The cravings still come and no one waits for 1 year. It's 1 second by 1 second I watch on the stopwatch on my phone, waiting for it to turn into a minute so I can start again from 1. Thank you.
Give it up for Mai, everybody. Show some love, round of applause. Yes. Alrighty, y'all. Judges, your time. Send your scores over to the to our scorekeeper, Becky. And our previous poet, Tino, our sacrificial poet, got a 27.5. Give it up for the poet one more time, not for the scores.
Yeah.
Yay. All right, cool. Y'all, no one's supporting, no one's being cheerful. So, usually at the Berkeley Slam, Jazz Sufi would threaten people with like Donald Trump tweets. I've learned over the years that fear doesn't work. At least the fear of like general fear just doesn't work. You know what does work? The fear of being replaced. Unfortunately, here at the Berkeley Slam, we have an AI that has gained consciousness. And they love to replace the people on the audience members. So if you do not cheer for these poets. Sally will come, and I don't want Sally here. Sally's very annoying. But yeah, so we're gonna keep moving on with the round. You're all gonna show love and support to all these poets. So in transition, we have Reggie crowning in summertime, being born on this stage. Right, everybody, please put your hands together for Emrys.
Woo!
Hey, mic check.
We can hear you.
Cool. My gender is orc, is gore-crusted tusks and sinew around the throat of man. Let me explain. In the beginning, they were elves, bright and shining like stars become people until some odious power took them, broke them, and forged them into something sharp and bloody. And in the beginning, I was bright and shining. I tell you, I could twirl and dance like breathing, sing before I could speak. I tell you, my eyes were so full of stars. And then some evil power, let's call it patriarchy, took me, broke me, and made me sharp and bloody in its own image. I never feared being a man until a fist taught me how. It was years, decades, eons before I saw an elf in my face again, how the ears almost point, and I longed for flowing gowns and flowing letters and a flowing name. But healing is not in re-becoming what you were before you were broken. It's growing something new in the space between. It's not denying the pain of shattering, or it's learning to love a million new shapes. It's singing, grieving, and laughing all in one breath. So when I say my gender is orc, I mean I don't have to hate myself for working out, like every weight is another lie I told about who I am. I mean makeup and chest hair, lipstick and scruff. I mean I don't have to dance to be grateful. I mean my ears are still sharp enough to hear the songs I first sang. My eyes are still so full of stars. I mean blood and dust and sweat make a great perfume. A heart throbbing in another heaving chest is my favorite drum. I mean, I don't have to forget how to fight to remember how to love. I mean, being forged in fire doesn't mean I have to burn down the village. I can be the hearth in someone, or the fire in someone's hearth. I can feed my love instead of consuming it. And I will.
Give it up for Emrys, everybody. Woo! Unmute yourself, support. Woo! Thank you. Oh my God. Judges, do your thing. Send your scores over to Becky so that we can get the show rolling. And before we proceed with the next poet, Mai got a 28.0. Fuck the score. Give it up for the poet one more time. Judges, y'all are doing great. Stay consistent. Make sure that y'all are being fair, and for every poet across the round. Awesome. So in transition, we have Miles crowning, especially for being born on this stage right now. Please give it up for Summertime.
Mic check, please.
You're
We
good.
can hear
We can
you.
Perfect, thank you. So one of my actually titled pieces, I'm gonna read it for you tonight, and thank you everyone for watching. This poem is called There Is Still Love Between the Lines. Between the words I never wrote, and heaven forbid, between the infinite that I did, a love occupying the pauses and spaces with inconceivable weight. So potent, so poignant, so bitter. Love displaced onto he who left me unwanted. He whose attachment was threadbare spider silk while mine was a ball and chain. Stuck by intention in an odious loop of the past. Meanwhile, the presence begs for my attention and energy, cries muffled by a stubborn heart. She is a sift, filtering the fine particles of true affection and watching them drift away, helpless on the wind of a time that never stops, never slows down, never waits up. Love between the lines of anger, heartache, and a lattice work of self-induced suffering. The hurt goes through phases and cycles. Waves of pain began to drown me until the air in my lungs was replaced by the thick, dark waters. I later became numb and at peace. Forgiveness a shroud that hid the horrors of unresolved pain lurking around the corner. Pain that would bite unexpectedly. Small ripples foreboding but never elucidating what would happen next. Soon, breaching to the surface, gasping for air, I choked on my own self-pity. I swam between pains of past and future, somehow always missing the present, until I was buoyed by caprazazine. I never seen sky so clear, felt love for myself and the warmth of the present sun until that moment. But then the pain returned. And though I wanted an end, I didn't know how to die. I had starved, I had gorged, I had drowned, and I had found salvation, but still, I could not die. No will could pull the trigger. My legs froze at the cliff's edge, and the wheel never veered into the oncoming goings of traffic. There was still love there. Some tiny ember between the lines of monotony that framed my day. From smaller buoys, my lifelines, my rocks, and somehow a mode of my own. Just because I didn't know how to die didn't mean I couldn't live. There's still love between the lines. Thank you.
Give it up for the poet, everybody. There we go. Awesome,
Let's go,
y'all.
poets.
Oh no. See, I told y'all Sally would come. I told y'all Sally would come with their bullshit. So now y'all know what that means. It means y'all have not been hype enough for Sally. It means y'all gotta really, really hype. If you're not gonna cheer for the writing, which makes no goddamn sense, at least cheer for the bravery. Everyone who is coming in tonight got some really compelling and like heartwarming and like brought about their heart stories. So like, please, 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 if you're not gonna cheer for the writing, cheer the bravery for being here. Yeah, that being said, our previous poet, Emrys, got a score of 28 even. Score. Give it up for the poet, everybody.
Yeah.
Woo! There we go. Awesome. So in transition, before we do that, I have a few announcements to go over. So yeah, we here at the Berkeley Slam are part of the Rich Oak event. So we have other events that we, do around the Bay Area. Next Tuesday is actually our Oakland Slam over at Lucas Tap Room. If you haven't checked us out yet over at Lucas Tap Room, we're going to be doing our first indoor show in a while. So come check us out. You can purchase tickets over at linktree.com/Rich Oak Events. Our feature is actually Asia Bryant Wilkerson. So y'all should go check that out. Y'all don't want to miss this feature. It's going to be really dope. Secondly, there's going to be a workshop in before the show starts. So make sure you show up early. You get that free writing workshop in. As per usual, we always have writing workshops before our show, especially before today, which was hosted by our feature. But yeah, over at Oakland Slam at Lucas Tap Room, go check us out. Third Tuesday. That is, I believe, the 19th. The 19th of October. Show starts at 8:30. Doors open at 7. Come check us out. Come support the venue. Lucas has been really dope, and shout out to them for holding us down, for welcoming us back after the pandemic, or not after the pandemic, but after after some of the restrictions around the pandemic have lightened up around here. And we've done our best to make sure to keep things like socially distant and all that good stuff. So please come through, come have a good time. Bring that proof of vaccination or that negative COVID test for 24 hours prior, so we can all have a jolly good time. Yeah. Anyway, moving forward, in transition, we have our amazing feature, Christina Olague. Crowning is Miles for being born on this stage right now. Everybody, please put your hands together for Reggie.
Can you hear me?
We can't. No, we can hear you. I'm kidding.
Content warning for references to slavery and other forms of state-sanctioned violence. Did you know that America abolished slavery to build prisons? Because it takes more niggas to build a country than what a plantation can hold. Because it takes more blood to drown an odious rebellion than what the cotton fields could soak up, because the overseer still needs a job. because the slave patrol still needed niggas to chase, because what do you do with a broken chain but use the pieces to make handcuffs? Did you know that there are more niggas under surveillance by the criminal justice system than the entire slave population of 1850? That the CIA invented crack addiction because buck breaking is more expensive than a little white rock in a hot metal spoon. America made it a crime until white tweakers made it a national health crisis, because the hood is still a prisoner of the war on drugs. Because criminalization is just another word for genocide, a prison cell, another coffin the state can make money off of. Did you know Black children are 3 times more likely to be arrested inside of a school than white children? That America invented these schools because you can leash train a dog if you catch it young enough. You can teach a young nigga all sorts of new tricks. Teach it to fetch or attack or beg for its life under the boot of a violent master. Master changed his name to capitalism and made a quick buck off of emancipation. Found a way to put the niggas back into the fields, to turn our neighborhoods and schoolyards into slave factories. Created crisis after crisis after crisis that could only be solved with niggas in cages bound to by the Constitution to work for free until made free. Did you know that over half of all prisoners serving life sentences without the possibility of parole are Black? Freedom was never an option, not when we are bound to this country through metal and blood. When it comes to niggas, this country will always choose violence over freedom. America will always choose death over liberty, every single time.
Give it up for the poet. Now is the time where you send your score over to our scorekeeper. I don't know why I'm saying this again. You've been here before. We've done this. This is like our 4th time, 5th time actually. So you're a pro at this. A pro. Our previous poet, Summertime, got a 28.6. Fuck the score. Give it up for the poet one more time. Give it up for that bravery on this stage. Oh my God, we love bravery. So let's see. Announcement. This Saturday, let y'all know, because we do run other shows. This Saturday, over on Instagram Live, we are hosting our Rich Oak Alchemy open mic. So as per usual, go over there, go sign up, put your name on the list when it goes out at noon, and then join us later at 8:30 to put some poems. Be with us, be what is it going to be? A lemon this time around? A strawberry, Reggie? One or the other, basically. But yeah, go over there, go sign up. It's very low stakes, very high rewards. There's no money. There's nothing on the line. It's just you on Instagram reading your poetry with a bunch of other people on there. It's a lot of good times, trust me. So yeah, come join us over there this Saturday. It's over at Alchemy, Rich Oak Alchemy on Instagram. Say it with me, Rich Oak Alchemy. Rich Oak Alchemy over on Instagram. The post will go out sometime later today, or later tonight. So make sure to check us out over there. Anyway, we're gonna move on. So in transition is our little intermission. Crowning is our feature, but being born on this stage right now. Everybody, please put your hands together for the last poet of the first round, Miles.
Woo! Can I get a mic check?
You're
We
good.
can hear you.
And then I want to give a content warning for some vague mention of suicide, but just want to get that content warning. Colorblind or not, the first thing you should do is cleave yourself from the notion that you can know me. You could see the future in 6 additional dimensions and you'd still stumble across a different hue, a slighter saturation. But since you asked, what the hell? Reach into the bottom of a well, but keep your feet planted. Reach, and fumble into the question mark itself until your fingers are earthworms devouring soil into tucked nail bed. Dislocate your humerus from all your other bones the world has beaten the funny out of until its marrow is mealed into hollow, glutinous expanse. And when you're finished, Pull your arm up by its sleeve and run muddy digits through your coarse hair until you're no longer tender-headed. Still nothing. Okay, well, try sticking your face halfway between safety and a crowded deep fryer. You're not smelling for memory this time. You're just replenishing the moisture in your face. Don't worry your pretty little crown if your colleagues smell the odious funk of catfish and Old Bay and hush puppies and crumpled bills caked in coffee grounds and prayer, pulling your black card from your double-breasted vest pocket and slamming it down on the card table. It's your fault. We told you when you got here there would be no reneging. Think, baby. Okay, here, taste this. Open up. No, not metal, not copper or nickel. Life was no crystal stair for you, but you cut your teeth on rocks even harder and called it candy to keep from wincing. Concentrate. Taste again. The last day before another birthday. Another year you stayed when others couldn't. Another year you stayed when you thought you wouldn't. And before the sun pokes its head above the earth's hairline, the taste you're looking for, my love, is the salt from the coconut oil and the ranch sunflower seed dust, the tar and the dial soap. Don't spit it out if you can help it. When you pull yourself into an upright posture to start the day. Listen to the people whose color you seek without humbling yourself to ask for direction. Wait to hear the one and then the two before you applaud yourself into the middle of some shit you didn't count on. Hear me when I tell you that once you root us, we'll never leave, not even when it is in our best interest. Tales caution the hills have eyes, that there's something watching from the bushes, to beware the onlooking wilderness. And I get it, I do. As wilderness myself that is often shushed or just unheard on less exciting days, I have reached the conclusion that I must be a color that's better suited as foreshadowing than decoration.
Give it up for the poet.
Good.
Gang. Gunshot.
Thank you.
Silent.
I'm gonna say this too, but
Awesome. Everybody, thank you so much for being here. Judges, this is your time where you send your scores over to our scorekeeper. I'm sorry, I'm trying my best to remain neutral and everything, because it's just been so good tonight. I forgot how great it was to host and everything, so just being here and seeing all y'all and kind of like coordinating this whole magical experience has been really great. Just for reference, just to let y'all know, our previous poet, Reggie, got a perfect score of 30. Boo the score, but cheer the poet. Woo! It's really hard to boo for 30s because it's like, yeah, that's what you want, but it's also like score. It's not that important. We're here because these stories matter, and we're here and because, you know, the only people that can tell these stories are us, and that's why, like, you know, we deserve to, like, you know, be uplifted and being here. So yeah, just for reference, our previous poet, when we just read Miles, to cap off round one scores, got a 29.9. Once again, boo that score, but applaud the poet because it's not about the score. It's about the amazing writing here and everything. And we have finally reached that time of the evening, that exciting time. I hope the time that y'all came here to show up, you know, if you weren't here to support, like, you know, your friend who was competing at the Slam, if you're not here to support, like, your hubby or whatever, you're here for the feature. I know you're here for the feature. And our feature tonight is fucking dope. Let me tell you a little something about our feature. Christina Olague is our feature, and it's someone who I've known since, like, you know, 2017, 2018, I want to say. We met back in Santa Cruz, and they're a really dope person and a really amazing poet. Someone I admire a lot. But Christina Olague fell in love with poetry at the Slam age of 17 in the heart of the Central Valley, or the Yokuts land. Descendants from Mexican-American immigrant workers, they honor their lineage by sharing their healing journey over the years. They have performed at the National Poetry Slam in 2015 in Oakland. I was there. And venues including the Visalia Loudmouth Poetry Jam in Santa Cruz Work Church. This October, actually, next week, they're heading over to Baltimore to compete for the first Stonewall International Poetry Slam. Let me tell you, I am enamored with their writing. I think they are an amazing person, and anytime that they're in the room, they truly, genuinely, like, light up the room. So without further ado, everyone, please welcome, give a big Berkeley Slam, risk it for the biscuit, welcome to Christina Olague.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful, happy, excited, proud of this space, all the things. So thank you for joining me here virtually. I am a funny story. See, everything and nothing, I more than am. I be neighborly sweet baby butch, pushing a lawnmower waves, hello. Too good for you, twink, princess can't kill a spider. Fresh Prince crop top, mid-90s midriff you'd like to lick. Oh, homie with the hot Cheeto dust fingers and chaos in the gut. I am both sheep and the burning bush. Hair of Samson, lap Lila, intergalactic snot consciousness goblin growing flesh fucking vessel, remembering itself just to forget again. I am somehow every sacred thing I ever loved in a lover is me, was mine, the whole damn time, ornamented on my hip like the clashing keys on my belt loop cock. Like, isn't that how we secretly memorialize each other with performance art? We're all just made up of millions of multidimensional reflections anyway. Who says sirens don't get heartsick, craving their own song in you? Can't you hear them grieve? Sure as hell won't see it. I was survival. See, conforming to patterns fed me on crumbs of conditional love, but the fruit I craved is homegrown here in Eden. And why was it ever a sin to be anointed in knowledge? I am more ocean than you could ever understand. All love, no fear, heavenly rage raining down. Do you feel it too? It feels like all the queers and the femmes are in the pit right now. We drew these shapes on our faces just to sweat them off. I pushed my demons into a sea of scared, grasping limbs and euphoric, full-bodied shoves until the music stopped. And all that was left was laughter. The kind that left our bodies behind. But if you see this venue, call my home a mess. I can look you dead in the eye, kiss your cheek, whisper, lived in, swim back to my heart, wondering if you don't have that electrified short circuit in yours, what a crying shame. You know, they speak to me in overwhelming sparks. They sing, stop, don't move, don't react, don't reach for that safety blanket beyond you, knees on the ground, don't push me around. Just wait, just hold me, body, till you forget what it was like to yearn for any other fruit. That's my poem. That's my first poem.
Woo!
Hi. Thank you, everybody, for joining me on this journey. Okay. Yes, I'm going to SIPS next week. Excited. Yes. Let's see. I'm gonna do this other poem next. Dear God, holy void, and spirit of revolution, I met you in all these people that I wanted to consume, way too hasty, like books burning in old atrophied houses, in the last petals left on flowered architectures crafted and kissed by tired pollinators. Despite the landlord's pesticide hatred for overgrown life, afraid of the approaching entropy, a lineage of cycles they can never control. In the chemical reception of ocean-born eyes, crying saltwater tears, dried by a single answering wind that remembers. In the holy moving stillness of ancient ongoing earthen collision, wrapped in slow dancing grass blade love. In the miraculous fucking rarity of portals overlapping when your eyes met mine. After days and days of wide shut windows in more clarity, more perspectives, after more pain, day in and day out, in time, aching to matter, but it can't, not really. In these landlocked little islands where ego and I am dance to the exorcism of cumbia beats, an offering to our ocean, which opens up to say, I love you, keep working in this moment that will never be the same, in death, in evolution, in love, in the stupid everything of your undoing creation. Please. Your chaos reorganized itself, and now I have to make sense of it. I am so full of sweet, soft, burning rage. It seems like all I do is want so much. I forget when to pursue pleasure, face pain. But I remember my falling pathway sometimes. What a lovely thing it is to be so lost and still moving. Signed, with love, the moon.
Woo!
Thank you guys for hearing my poems. Another shout out to the Berkeley Slam. I'm so amazed by how you guys keep this shit going. It's great. Okay. Yeah, I am from the Central Valley. I'm really excited to represent the Central Valley because it's my home and I love it. And the Visalia crew goes hard. Yes, I'm going to read this. I didn't decide on a set list. I just kind of decided on which ones I was gonna do. But I'm gonna read some poems from my chapbook. Also, I have a chapbook. I'm learning to remind people that
You have a chapbook? How much?
It is $15-ish.
$15-ish. You can't afford not to buy it. But where can we get it?
You can shoot me a DM on Instagram is how I usually have been doing this thing. It's just me mailing them. And I'll get you the Venmo and or PayPal info and I'll send it to you. So it's as easy as that. Yeah, just shoot me a message. And I'll probably mail it out after I get back from Baltimore because it is very soon. Yes. So these poems are from that. Adorn thyself, for thy body is a holy vessel. Your righteous anger shining like minerals formed by the compression beneath tons of ancient slabs. You are the crystalline product, perfection, all anxious acne, all tambourine chin, all sunken eye sockets of an artist, wavy baby hairs bleaching golden in the sun, jiggly pale chicken legs swanging. You open-eyed empath with too much of that comfortable melancholy and those 90s slow jam scraggly baby dyke daydream shoulders. The minds of mere men know not what to do when they see you, rebuking performative poltergeist masculinity, old ghosts like mountains, violent fire breaching the surface by self-ignition, collision. Ha! I know this ritual too. First flow fast, all at once, become cold, harden thyself, detach your glacier cut concave heart. Ha! We are both of the same clay in the dawn of our creation. Don't come for me just because you are still open wound and refuse to heal. Don't call me sensitive. I don't accept injection of Novocaine words. No one deserves my energy but my own damn spirit. Why don't you let wildfire make room for flowers in your meadow? Form newfound boundaries once you are unbound. Just wait and see what grows. Adorn thyself with a blinding light. Flash a gold chain of forgiveness for everyone that denied the child in you, a child that already forgives you, a child that sees you and says you are the shit in some baby blue board shorts and matching tank top, because they too are the shit. Adorn thyself in love, the kind that takes the time that it takes to walk with you, holds your hand to reach the peak, releasing heat from every epidermal cell tethered to this plane only by a single inhale, exhale, oxygen still too slow to catch up to the velocity of blood in your veins, recovers with you, drunk off of brain alchemy in praise of the divine, baptized in her water. Only then will thy heavenly body say, Amen.
Woo!
All right. Thanks for joining me here virtually once again. Let me see. Is there anything else that I want to tell you guys while we're here in between poems? I work, I have two jobs. And one of my jobs, I'm working on a youth project in the Central Valley. And so while I'm here, I might as well share that. If I have anybody who is interested, who would like to be a part of that, be in conversation, hit me up. We want to uplift Indigenous knowledge in the environmental justice movement. A lot of environmental racism happens in the Valley. Yeah, so just putting that out there. Okay, I'm gonna read this poem that I wrote in, I think I have time for two more. Yeah, okay. Sorry, it's loading. It is very small. Let me make it bigger. Okay. So this long-haired, long-limbed, brown-skinned, almost like bitter coffee after the cream is mixed boy asked me if my parents have a story. What kind of story? You know, every Mexican family has a story. Right. Well, my grandparents met in like the barrio and they eloped. That's cute. Yeah. I did not tell him the messy secondhand details like real pearls, flawed and discolored, passed down from my mother, like how she was only 15. A hardworking man was her best chance. Didn't know about the comfort he'd find at the bottom of that bottle, or that a fatal beating to the head would completely fracture him into before and after. They called him a difficult man to live with. Make no mistakes, there is so much love tucked into the corners of those four walls in Selma, behind miniature things and all the pictures of our most fruitful tree. Sometimes he starts singing like he used to in the fields when his large worn fingers picked fruit with much smaller, softer hands in the summers, and I wonder if he goes there when his mind wanders, when he does not remember my mother, forgets how he used to look at me and sing, Cristina, Zancas de Gallina. And I wonder if every story is just as much mess as it is miracle. And what scandals will be told for me long after I can no longer tell them myself? Will it be another story of pretty self-sacrifice, trying to leave the valley like wildfire smoke in the summer, but was trapped by those mountains wrapped around her so soft, and a love that asks her to stay? Set your stories here. Will it be so impossible? I never imagined it for myself until I looked out the window at the birds cutting through the sky like ice cold wind on a vibrant day, and for no good reason. Sadness faded into silence, and suddenly everything shared a backbeat. The chorus of wings writing melodies on the sky, the trees leaning like it ain't no thing to dance as if nobody's watching. And all those rooftops holding all those stories like any other day, and this one holding me writing mine right now. I just want it to be about a girl who fought to make a living out of loving this world and all its complexities, hypotheses on its processes. I want researchers to watch me constantly crawling out of the dark like Tiktaalik leading life out of the sludge as I search and search for sunlight till I end up way out in the boondocks of mania, rambling on and on about the mother's hands that brought me here and the crushing weight of it all, and how I want to crawl back to where I came from, but still I crawl, talons caked in filth. But here I am. Observe me and see a heart that hurts and a joy that cries and does not apologize, does not cower in the face of stone giants. Hear the story passed down for generations of a love that still sings even after it forgets.
Come on, poet, let's go.
Family, poetry family. Props for hosting, because hosting is hard. I hosted a few times.
How'd that go?
It was cool for a minute, and then the world shut down.
God, that's never fun. Yeah, you have time for one more if you like to share.
Cool. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. I'll read this one that is about Santa Cruz, where I went and lived for a little bit. My chapbook is I mainly wrote most of it when I was living in Santa Cruz. I went there to find myself and then find myself back home, I like to say. I guess that's the synopsis that I've chosen. Yeah. So this is a strange place. I'm keeping a running log of possible poetic observations. Construction crews were tearing up the sidewalk, and in the pile of rubble sat a hand heart with lover's initials. But of course, intact on the rest of the cement was cocaine in big letters. I heard a guy whistle in my direction, and when I shot my gaze his way, he readily, aggressively retorted, "Not you, the old man." And I wondered how many times he spat that one out today. Some suit came to the shop I work at, rambling about a vampire infestation. He was taking it very seriously. There was a man sleeping outside a yoga studio where soccer moms do corpse pose. As the short bus turned around the corner, I heard a little voice shout, "The end is near." I saw a flock of crows mobbing this hawk as it maneuvered in the sky over the San Lorenzo River. Last month, I was so drained, so dismissive of my own consciousness that all I could feel anymore was angry or tired or like that damn hawk. I am in a strange place. I hated everybody in nice cars that I deeply wanted to key the shit out of. I hated the prick of a cop that gave me a citation for not cowering in his presence and asking too many questions. I even hated the guy holding a free hug sign with a blindfold on. Like, I get you're trying to spread love in the world or whatever, but does giving your body to this nondescript cause make up for bodies being forcibly taken? Like, who even are you? But I digress. I am strange in this place. I've adapted so many times here in my almost forgot the phylogeny in my being, but my ancestral energy remains, demands to be felt. Like every feeling I push aside only to have it waiting for me when I get home. Like, bitch, you thought you could forget us and walk around like a zombie instead of this light we sacrificed everything for, crossing borders we never agreed to, fighting enemies we had no business having in the first place, birthing babies this world did not want to welcome, and here you are, throwing away this gift. And for what? We are stronger than that. Pick yourself up. You study evolution for a reason. I am, or I was, a sea sponge, soaking in the flow of water and all it brings, healing and harmful. I picked at the scars on my heart to reveal new skin underneath, pink and raw, in a room full of people. I got so wrapped up in others, I couldn't separate my own self. And I sat there untangling it like the earbuds from my pocket, like talking to myself like a crazy person, trying to respond with kindness, like the internet said, a mystical of advice for empaths. I don't know what I am, but I have these moments where I feel eternal and my body is pulled toward the ocean and all its unforgiving forces, usually on the last bus home or the walk up the hill when I reach the top of those stairs, and I turn to take in the stars and I let the moonlight bless the water in my eyes, a memory of an aqueous life before this one. My brother says it reminds him of being manic and depressive. And maybe he's right. But I'm done being afraid of the tides of my mind. I'm finally learning to let them pass through me. And I swear I will not drown in them again. Thank you. Those are my poems. Thanks for being here with me.
Give a massive round of applause to Christina, everybody. Christina Olague. Oh my God. Woo! And good luck next week at SIPS. That is the Stonewall International Poetry Slam. Yes. So that was Christina Olague. We're gonna hit y'all with a brief intermission right now while I find my computer charger, stack up with some water, and also maybe take a little toke of weed. Yes. Before I go, I have a really brief and important announcement. So this Sunday, we're actually Rich Oak is handing our platform over to a few community members. Visalia Jameson will be hosting a Rest in Poetry to celebrate Mac Dennis, a poet from our community who has recently passed away. And so the show will be, we're bringing out a few poets in the community to do a really amazing showcase, and also to help raise funds for the family, for the expenses of the funeral. So we've actually also linked their GoFundMe at our Linktree. So if you want to go check that out, linktree.com/Rich Oak events. Over there, you can go and help them achieve their GoFundMe goal of basically, it is a really tough time losing a family member, especially, at such a late age. So anything you can give and support in this family and send your condolences over is really, really appreciated. Tune in on Sunday at 4 p.m. When Visalia Jameson and a few of the poets in the community, Sean Williams, will also pay their respect to this very beloved poet. So yeah, thank you again for being here and for being a part of our community and for just giving time and letting giving space for this family to grieve this passing. So yeah, thank you so much. That being said, I will let y'all go for a brief 5 minutes. We'll be back at 9:30 and we'll end 9:30. And then we will go into our second round and break. was like, wow, this music's so dope, it's so amazing. It carries just so much essence. And I always forget, it's a Lofi beat. It's always a Lofi. Why'd you stop the music? We could have smoothly transitioned out of that. I'm just saying. Nice. Thank you so much for that, artist. There we go. Hey, cool, there it is. Thank you so much for that. I am a big fan of soundtracks and background music. I should ask about my video game soundtracks. I love Persona 5. I just finished Ghost of Tsushima. That was a great time. I close this window. I don't want to hear that background. It was next to a hospital, so if a siren starts going off, it's terrible. But anyway, welcome back. Thank you all so much for that brief intermission. We are back for round 2. We will not have a sacrificial poet for this round. We're just going to go straight into it. So in this round, we're going to go reverse order of round 1. The poets, you should already know your order, but in case, I'm going to read it off to you. In this round, we have Miles, Reggie, Summertime, Emerus, and Mai. Everybody, please give it up for all the poets going in this round. Show some mad love to all the poets going tonight. Woo! Round 2. That's super fucking exciting. All right, so let's do this. In transition, we have Summertime. Crowning is Reggie being born on this stage. Right now, everybody, please give it up for Miles.
Can I get one more mic check?
We can
We
hear
hear
you.
you.
Okay, bet. And just a brief content warning at the beginning. Content warning for white folks doing some shit that white folks had no business doing. This is entitled Lord, What a Relief. My sense of relief busts up the party like a white boy, ready to rage, bursting in the door like a giant pitcher filled with magenta LaCroix, blaring an old Sammy Adams song while everyone was just trying to vibe to some D'Angelo. My relief drove drunk to the party, but it's cool, bruh. It's chill. Because my relief will never be pulled over to the side, second guessed, or even just attacked from behind. My relief, when it shows up, looks a lot like a week of only exhales and never having to wait for them, not even for baby soft faces to look up and confirm that everything is okay, even if just for today. See, my relief today has decided that fascism and white supremacy and patriarchy and capitalism, all that shit's dead. My relief doesn't even think about how it would have voted for Obama for a third term because, I mean, what's the point? We did it, Mo. And by the way, my relief, I forgot to tell y'all, my relief appropriates regional slang. Once it finishes its MFA from the nearby university, it even practices to get its intonation just right on a 3-block Uber ride to the function from its market rate studio apartment. My relief strolls past a woman it does not know and tries to touch her hair without asking. And now it's 4 niggas and the homies they came with glaring at me like, my nigga, is this you? Is this your relief? And to be honest with you, I'm just grateful it's not more than I'm about to dog walk my relief into the night. And so I do all that I can, all that I have ever been taught to do, and deny my relief. My relief got his white ass thrown at the party, drunk on vodka Red Bulls, yelling about, how come y'all can say it? All I'm saying is how I want a McRib because a relief is hungry. And now the self-respect who lives upstairs is at the window in her periwinkle housecoat, yelling down, talking about how as long as she's lived in this neighborhood, she's never been kept up at night like this by someone else's relief. And she needs her rest to get up and be self-respecting again when the sun rises. And now the diligence who lives across the street stops getting his pickup truck about to go on his early bird shift, peeps over like, you too, huh? Yeah, you best be able to handle all that relief, young blood. And finally, I get my black ass up and go outside and make sure that I get my relief's white ass in a stranger's car before the police shows up and relieves the earth of its duty to me. My relief ain't shit, but all my niggas are. The ones outside wanting to know why the hell I was keeping them up, and especially the ones about to whoop my ass back inside the house. My relief ain't shit, but the belief that I will have this house, even when no roof covers my curls, and that as easy as it is to let relief in, you will always have helping hands to get that shit out and live amongst all the grief with something just a little purer.
Give it up for Miles, everybody.
They better get most 30s for that. We getting 30s for that. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all support.
Don't fuck it up. Send your scores over to the scorekeeper. You know what you're doing. This is round 2. Yes, Summertime said, "God damn." That is an echo that I feel is very sensitive.
Let's go, poets.
Echo. Yeah. See, Sally agrees. But I feel it's an echo.
Risk it for the biscuit.
Oh my God, Sally, shut the fuck up. So you see what happens when really good poetry happens.
Give me your answer due.
I can't stand her. She's insane. Yeah, get out of here, Sally. So that means that y'all have to start reading for the poets. And I don't know about y'all. I'm trying my best to be unbiased, but y'all have to be a little louder than that. So yeah, please give it up again for the poet one more time.
Woo!
That's more like it. That's more fucking like it. There we go. Fuck you, Sally. Nice. So in transition, we have Emrys crowning its Summertime with being born on this stage right now. Everybody, please put your hands together for Reggie.
Woo! Reggie!
Can you hear me?
I can't hear you.
I do not wear acrylic nails in public because niggas like to have problems and I like to fight. And I can't form a fist without scratching myself. And men think every drop of my blood are theirs to take, and bleeding makes me look so easy. I can't lie. Whenever I am called a faggot in public, a part of me smiles because I know exactly what kind of violence I am capable of. I got a California summer's worth of smoke for that ass. Wildfire faggotry, unbridled rage. I try not to look weak because who am I to deceive a man into an early grave? I refuse to pretend to be David when I am the bitch that fucked up Goliath. Like I won't drag a man through the same streets he tried to bury me in. I once heard an OG say, "Don't let them gay niggas fool you. You would get fucked up by a nigga in your girlfriend's clothes." And I said yes, because a bruised cheek is nothing compared to what could happen to me if I don't get my hands up fast enough. Cocksucker becomes cock, gun becomes caught dead in a ditch on Sunday evening. She makes the news Monday morning with the whole city chanting a name that was dead long before she was, even in death. I got too much shit to worry about besides a nigga who lets an unruly tongue get his ass beat. I got too much forever in my blood. Too much fight in my knuckles to break against a nigga that's too soft to accept my existence without invalidating his own. Don't forget, violence is a two-way street and I have always been a damn good driver. Yes, there is dick beneath the skirts that I wear. Do not let this be the reason you die tonight. Do not let this be the reason I lose $10 worth of plastic off my fingers because press-ons snap off easy in a fight if you only use the glue tabs. Only ghetto bitches know that. Only ghetto bitches used to being called ghetto bitches as a threat and know that. Something about transphobia makes me want to commit several felonies because everywhere I go, there are always more dangerous men stalking the shadows, watching for me to let my guard down and waiting for their chance to strike first.
Audience members,
More 30.
let's go.
More 30.
There we go. Awesome. Judges, show your love to the scorekeeper. Send the scores over. I shouldn't be telling you this, but I always tell people this. I love that. Thank you so much for your score, Miles. Yeah, consensus. I love being here. I love seeing everybody have such a good time here at the Poetry Slam. You know, it's even more if y'all come, if for those of y'all who are in the East Bay or just in Oakland, come through to Oakland Poetry Slam next Tuesday. It's gonna be a really good time. Did I forget to mention the performers get in for free? And there are also cash prizes too, so you have more of an incentive to come if you're gonna compete for free. Like you won't get charged. Like your homie might need to pay like cover to get in. Like, but you who are gonna read poetry, you can get it for free, and that's gonna be a good time and everything. So yeah, and if you're a judge, there might be a free drink for you. You might not know, but like yeah, come through for the Oakland Poetry Slam next week. Like, you know, and trust me, I love poetry, so it's gonna be a good time for everybody. So yeah, moving forward, in transition, we have my crowning is Emrys for being born on this stage. Right, everybody, please put your hands together for Summertime. Woo!
Thank you. So bit of an older piece, but we're just gonna go for it. No trigger warnings, just angry. Here we go. This piece is called Glass. You cannot build without sand, each grain another foundation, withstanding the heat of imprisoned suns, birthing art when handled with skill, holding light and allure alike. But when heated too quickly or under too great a pressure, it cracks. You putty holes instead of rebuilding. You band-aid cracks you have no intention of repairing. You rescind color from crystal until it no longer shines. Like a bubble before it bursts, mere tendrils holding together a shrinking orb, so delicate a breath could break it. And yet you push. You crush the gossamer and make it beg. Beg for recognition it will never receive. Beg for scaffolding that was never there. Support, as if the word were hemlock personified. The carrot I crave, the nightshade that ends me. But it became clear. I should have seen through the glass you built. I would never win your approval. I would never billow with the words of your praise. I would never curve with hands as weightless as your lip service, hands that fail to hold me, hands that serve me cold, my own confessions in a bowl too shallow to call plate, spilling my confidence in rain upon the floor. No, you cannot build without sand, for that is what I am becoming. Grains of rock reborn, rebuilding, renewed with each new wave. From an ocean of my own choosing, I will reclaim my place among the shores, one grain at a time. Thank you.
Woo!
Give it up for summertime, everybody. Whoa, 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 whoa. Please, 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 please support. Unmute myself. I already unmuted myself. Anyway, I forgot to read the scores for the previous poet. So Miles got a 29.1 and Reggie got a 29.9. Fuck the scores. Give it up once again for the poets. Give it up for the amazing poetry. Oh my God, I love Wednesday night so much. I'm so elated. And if for some reason you can't get enough poetry, remember that we also have a writing workshop that happens right before the show starts. Every time, almost every other time. Like, so we have a show at 8:30. Like, we'll have a workshop that starts at 7 p.m. And it usually be hosted by like our feature, or sometimes even by one of our organizers. And it's really fucking dope. You get a chance to like basically throw down, work some magic out. Like, you know, get your ideas on a piece of paper, and you know, like, have something you're proud of to work with and everything. And you also get to work with people in the community. Or if you like, you don't have to share anything you work with, like, you know, it would just be for you. Either way, we respect your boundaries and we want you to come and write with us. But yeah, I'm talking a lot. I'm gonna keep going. In transition, we have me announcing who wins cash money, because yes, there is something on the line tonight. Crowning is but being born on this stage right now, everybody please put your hands together for Emirates.
Hey. Another mic check just to be sure.
I can hear you.
Cool. Mic check. Yes. Cool.
We got you.
I have become a ghost, a white rat mad for decaying blueberries. Light has passed right through me. Headstones are the paid-off family homes of the dead. Urns are a nice apartment, and it's easy for the living to imagine that every ghost is so well housed that none of us dwell only in our bones. It is a soft betrayal to die and keep on breathing, to walk through a city like a cemetery and pass by like a cold breeze, to speak and hear every voice fall silent. Haunting is the living word for memory, for when the dead won't stay forgotten and mouths fall open like the graves we climbed out of. Priests are called to return us to the common grave, or at least give the living space to forget. And it is said that we've been laid to rest as we pack our memoria and haunt someplace new.
Woo! Give it up for Emirates, everybody. Thank God. All right. In our previous poet, Summertime got a 27.9. Everybody, please applaud the poet, not the score. Fuck the score. Applaud the poet. Woo! We here are at Berkeley Poetry Slam at Red Joke events are all about affirmation. Thank you so much for being here and rooting for everybody. In transition, it's us getting the hell out of here because I have work in the morning, like at the ass crack of dawn morning. And then crowning is me announcing the winners, handing out cash prizes. But being born on the stage, everybody please give it up for our last poet of round 2, Ma.
Mic check for the last time. Mic check.
You're good.
Okay, thanks. I'm gonna give a content warning for COVID deaths and just white people doing stupid shit to Indigenous people. News streams to Navajo Nation stories. Won't go on the ground though. Wouldn't want to risk dying for the story. Like how the reporters are the first on the scene of a hurricane. Love to get their screen time for the big events, but Navajos die in containment. Like to keep isolation alone. The government send masks, but no doctors. We aren't worth the work. The planes still go to the hospital in Phoenix. No infrastructure for saving lives when dying and buying was the plan in the first place. I told my grandfather there's still only one doctor in Fort Defiance. I told him we lost 446 lives to COVID in the office. He said, I was the doctor that watched them die before. He didn't even look up. See, it wasn't the same disease, but it was the same dying. The flights always took too long to the hospital. They told me they died in a plane a half hour away from life comes death. And from death comes morning. And when the sun rises, it will be less painful because the rest of us survived the night. The sun shines in rays, looks a lot like stretch marks when you squint. When you want the world to look like you, everything is the same when you want it to be. 446 deaths in the doctor's office are the same deaths they were when my grandfather tried to save them. Not the same reason, not the same death. The same silence the birds allow for grief, though. The government puts down plans for buying reservation land. We sell it for bread money, weave our rugs into something white bitches call beautiful. It was never like this, never needed white bitches to call our warmth beautiful, to call our survival art. The white man at the Indigenous Peoples Day March wears a cheap blanket with Navajo print on it. When I ask if he knows anyone that's Navajo, he asks what Navajo is. When he says it though, it sounds more like mumbles, more like nothing, more like why are you even here, more like dying. It's always been the same dying in containment. Thank you.
Give it up for my y'all. Give it up for my. One more time. Judges, send your scores over. I haven't been telling you these past few rounds because you already know what to do. And that's how smooth this show has been transitioning. You see how all of us are just like little cogs making this show work together. I really appreciate y'all. Thank you for letting me host this shindig. Yeah. Becky, whenever you're ready, feel free to give me that final score for mine. But Emrys got a 27.0 even. We'll get my score in a second, and then get the cumulative score for the top 3 poets. That being said, let me just make a few announcements right quick before we head out. Let's see. I already announced the workshop. If you're not already following us on Instagram, what are you doing? Find us on Berkeley Slam or Oakland Slam or Rich Oak Alchemy. On Instagram. Over there, you'll be able to stay plugged in and make sure that, you can sign up for our shows when they come up, or plug in when, or we go live or whatever. So yeah, Instagram is usually where we drop the first of our news. So like, make sure you follow us over there. We have these little graphics that we try to voice over for accessibility purposes. So yeah, really, really dope. I really like that a lot. If you're not subscribed over to Bay Poets Unite, also go join us over there. We have a YouTube page where you can find all our live streams that we've been doing here for the Berkeley Slam ever since we went virtual. We've been live streaming our shows onto YouTube, so you can find yourself over there if you've seen a poem that you perform and you want to be like, hey, this is me doing things. Go over there and go share that for yourself. Go and go subscribe. Yeah, that's about it. I see Becky's still working the math. My got a 28.5. Once again, fuck the scores. Give it up for the poet. I really love it when it's such a good night of poetry. I can now be unbiased and say all y'all were amazing. All y'all did an amazing work here tonight. part of the reason why I really enjoy this is because there's always those influx of amazing writers that come through. And on that note, if you want to come through, stick around for next week because we will have Asia Brian Wilkerson over at Oakland at the Oakland Poetry Slam at Lucas Tap Room. But here at the Berkeley Slam next week, our next show, we're gonna have an iWhips champ blessing our stage. Yep, you guessed it. Mike Ting is going to be here with us next week. So if y'all want to come check out a really dope show and a poet who has touched an iWhips stage and who's won as a champ, you don't want to miss this. It's going to be a really good show. Someone who we really love and care for here in the space because they represented the Rich Oak Alchemy venue as in storming rep for their venue. It was great. It was a really good time. But yeah, Mike Ting next week. Come check that out. But I am babbling way too much, and Becky has given me the scores for this round. Everybody, congratulations. Thank y'all for being here. Drum roll, please. In third place, 57.5, earning 20 American dollars. Give it up for my. Woo!
Yeah.
Yes. Mai, any words for the people at home, the good people at home? What do they want to hear?
Thank you so much. You just bought me my El Jefes for lunch tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Really good burrito, so thank you.
Yes, and what are you adding? What are you adding to that burrito? What are those toppings?
Queso, mango salsa. With $20, I can actually get sopapillas too.
Oh yes, let's do it. Ball out. Congratulations.
Kind of going all out tomorrow, so thank you.
Let's get it done. I love it. Alrighty, y'all. Drum roll again. In second place with 59 points. And give it up for Miles. $30, y'all.
Y'all so much. Thank y'all for
It's a puppy.
I am all my dogs.
Yes. Alrighty, Miles. Make sure to stick around so we confirm your payment handle so we can get you that money at the end of the day. But tell us something you're looking forward to doing this week.
I'm just looking forward to writing more this week. Yeah, that's really all that I was doing. And going out into nature out here in Antioch. Yep.
Nice. Have fun with that, man. Yeah, thank you. Alrighty. In first place with 59.9, earning 50 American dollars. Drum roll. Give it up for Reggie. You gotta turn your.
What's up?
Yeah, there you go. Okay. Wait, no, you're not. Your thing's on. Is it on?
Can you hear me?
We can hear you, but we can't see you.
You can't see me.
No, we can't see you.
My camera's on.
Arvin, spotlight them. Spotlight them. Alrighty. Well, Reggie, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Oh shoot. Arvin dropped for some reason. Are we still live?
We should still be live.
We should still be live. We should still be live streaming. Anyway, that is the end of the show.
No, Arvin's back.
Arvin's back. Oh, that's so weird. Anyway, that's the end of our show. Everyone, thank you all so much for. Oh wow, there we go. Wait, can you spotlight Reggie? Can we just pretend that never happened?
No, don't mute. I don't know what to do. I mean, I guess thank you, everyone. That's weed money. So thank you for helping me disappoint my mother yet again. First I didn't give her grandchildren and now I'm doing drugs. So shout out to my mama. I hope I'm still your favorite child. But back to Tino.
Thank you so much, Reggie. Thank you everybody for being here. Thank you to Mai. Thank you to Summertime. Thank you to Prophet, to Becky, to Reggie, to Miles, to all the poets for being here, for Christina, for being here and just rocking with us tonight, for Emrys, and just, Wednesday night is always leaves me speechless. And I really appreciate for being here, for being a family, for being a community. My name's Tino. Come check us out next week when we have Mike Ting here blessing our stage. Come check us out at Oakland Slam next Tuesday. Go get a ticket if you like. Come check us out on Saturday at Alchemy if you want to come read at an open mic on Instagram. And also come, come check us out on Sunday for all that service for Mac Dennis. So thank you so much for being here. And once again, happy Wednesday. Risk it for the biscuit. And buenos nachos. Yeah, todos un buen nacho. Good night.